Hello, everybody. I want to say hello to my YouTube channel family and my Instagram family. I want to welcome you to the Healing Place Energy School tonight. Tonight, as you know, is Ask the Reflexologist. If you can let me know if you are here, give me a wave. Just let me know where you're broadcasting from. And I should say I'm broadcasting from. Let me know where are you. I'm just so appreciative that you are joining me. And for those people who are new to energy work, I would love to hear if are you a healer, or perhaps are you something that you're starting for the first time? Are you learning to become a healer? Or perhaps you want to learn healing practices for yourself. I would really love to do this so that I could do Chases from Charlotte, North Carolina. Hello. And there's America 0259. Thank you. If there's something that you would like to learn from energy work, I could dictate these talks around your needs. And the more that you will let me know, that'd be great. For those people who don't know who I am, my name is Helen Chin-Lu. I am a certified reflexologist, certified energy medicine practitioner, a Reiki master and teacher. I'm the owner of the Healing Place Energy School, and I'm also the Healing Place in Medfield, Massachusetts, where I do hands-on healing. And what I've been doing for the last, hello, Jessica. What I've been doing for the last several weeks is doing these Ask the Reflexologists, because there seems to be a number of people who are really interested in learning how to heal. So I am like, okay, let me know if you're there. I'll give you a chance to think about what you would like to ask of me, or if you are a healer or you want to become a healer. It's a great time to ask questions, because I've been doing this now for 15 years. I've been a professional healer. I had to think about this. And from 13,000 sessions, I've helped, I would say, thousands of people in the course of the last 15 years. And now I want to take this knowledge and spread it globally. And I am so appreciative that you are spending time with me. So if there is something you would like to know, ask the reflexologist questions. This will be absolutely great. So people are waving, okay, I'll wave back. So I'm just so pleased that you have joined me. Let me talk a little bit. Last week, we really had a lot of people come on and ask lots of questions about reflexology, and I was trying to answer everybody's question. I'm gonna start where I left off, if that's okay is that okay with you? So one of the things that Indigo Love asked me, she was about acid reflux, what to do when you start to have acid reflux problem. More times than not, acid reflux, just let me know, just give me a wave, everybody, YouTube channel. I can see there's a bunch of you on. Let me know who you are. Don't be shy. Don't be shy, because I really want this to be very interactive, because this show is for you. That's the reason why I'm sharing knowledge. This is for you. So acid reflux. Hi, Jerry. It's nice to see you again. So you're so funny with your emojis. Acid reflux, just to let you know, more times than not, body is in inflammation. What that is caused by is too much of an acidy diet. So people said, but what do I do about my acidy diet? Go to more of a plant-based diet. This is number one. Reflexology can help to minimize the stomach functions. Hi, Lori. It's good to see you again. Be sure everybody asks questions, because I really want this to be a very interactive talk, because this is really for you. I have the knowledge here. I want to pour it out of my mouth and share with you. So don't be shy. Hello, Mr. Sanders from New York. It's good to see you again. So acid reflux, let me just show you a tip what to do on the hands. The first thing, usually acid reflux is in the stomach area right about here. I hope I don't end up writing too much in my hands, because if I'm going to show these other tips, it's going to look a little bit strange if I keep going on. Chase, I love your videos. Oh, I love you too, dear. Oh, plantar fasciitis. Oh man, there's a lot of tips we could do about plantar fasciitis, but let me just answer this question about acid reflux. It starts in the stomach here. This is your stomach reflex. You can imagine it's on the same area as your other hand, like this. Can you see this, everybody? And you want to, where the acid really comes is right where the line is. This is the line, the diaphragm line. You want to walk across this to help alleviate the pain. More times than not, what acid reflux is, your stomach is not making enough hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid, you go, but the pills I'm taking are supposed to reduce the acid. Well, what happens is when you take the pills, once the pill starts to wear off, your stomach goes into overproduction because it doesn't have consistent production of acids. And what do these acids do? Well, it's supposed to break down your food so your body can absorb it. So the best thing I always suggest that I've seen in clients, take take apple cider vinegar, the organic kind, the one that you see the brown stuff in the bottom. Mix 1 tablespoon with a cup of water. Maybe 8 to 12 ounces. 8 to 12 ounces, and whatever you can tolerate. And then drink that once or twice a day, because believe it or not, you're supposed to help increase the hydrochloric acid, and it will become balanced. So the apple cider will go down in your stomach as acid, but once it hits your stomach, it becomes alkaline. Everybody who has stomach issues, the ones who come to Healing Place at Reflexology, Shauna Miles, what can I do for leg spasms? Hang on, I'm going to try to answer as many of these questions. So do organic apple cider vinegar and water once a day or twice a day, and then you're going to cut back. Once your stomach feels better, you do it every other day, then every 3 days. Me, I do it once a month because I have a pretty good stomach. I try and be very careful how much breads I eat. So my downfall is grains. So think about what you eat that's causing your stomach to churn. And more times than not is too much not whole foods. I'm going to say white foods. I love white rice. That's my downfall. Some people like breads. So pay attention to what you eat. That's one. And then do the reflexology on both of your hands. I'm going to be doing a digestive reflexology course. I just haven't had the time. So that's that whole area that you want to cover, both the boxes, okay? So that's question number 1. Question number 2, what do I do for, let's talk about plantar fasciitis. How long would you massage those points on your hands? You would, if you have time, do it for 30 seconds. 30 seconds to a minute. People said, well, can I do it for an hour? I'm going to be honest. Too much of a good thing is not good too. So you have to feel it. If you notice this little area feels tender, stay there a little bit, because what you're doing is you're sending messages all the way up to your brain. Your brain is starting to recognize where the energy imbalance is, and it's going to come back to homeostasis. You want your body functions to work together as a team. Does that make sense to everybody? If you have any more questions about digestive work, ask me now. Let me take a sip. Since we have several people who are interested in plantar fasciitis. Plantar fasciitis. Okay, here's an example. It's not pretty. Imagine you have a raw chicken. You pull back the skin of the chicken and you see that film. That is the fascia. What the fascia does is hold everything together. What happens at the bottom of the feet? See my little reflexology foot model, everybody, with all the points? You could get these on my school site. So I'm going to use this demonstration on one foot. Your fascia starts at the bottom of your feet and it goes all the way down. Everybody see this? So what happens is, it's happened equally, I would say more women than men, because women have a tendency to wear shoes that are not good. All right. It really, I'm sorry to say this, but the shoes are not really made for to support the arch. We talked about this a little bit last week. You have these tendons. You have four sets of tendons, just like a bridge, just like a bridge. And then you have two sets of tendons going this way. As your arch is not being supported, and for those people who wear flip flops or bad shoes, or your feet are spreading, people say, well, my feet are gotten bigger. If your feet have gotten bigger, that means your arches are falling. It's not because your feet have gotten bigger. So the bridge is starting to break. Imagine the extension cords to the bridge is starting to break. And I have one client whose arches broke entirely, and she had to go get it repaired. She went and took something else out of her body. I hate to say it like this. So to support her arch. And it took her 1 year before she could walk. So what do you do? Most of the time, the pain is concentrated in this area, right about the heel, right about the heel. And what you got to do, take your knuckle, or something like a pencil with a eraser on the end. You really got to dig like all. This is going to sound awful, but you're going to dig as hard as you could tolerate, because what happens is the fascia, instead of being flexible like this, it starts to tighten up into a ball. Okay, it tightens up into a ball and it becomes extremely painful. Oh, I have a gadget here that's good for plantar fasciitis, which I'm planning to sell on my website. Hang on. Look at this. My buddy gifted this to me, but I was looking into it to sell. So what you need to do, another thing you can do on your chair, if you have a chair that has a railing on the bottom, like on dining room chairs, you know how you have the support beams like this, and then the chair's above it. You could take your foot like this. I'm going to show you this by turning around. If, depending on your level of tolerance, you could dig into that railing, or if you have a pencil, or you could use a golf ball, but you got to break it up by pushing into this. I'm going to push this into up and down. See how it, okay, I'll hold it like this, like this, and you're going to push. Nothing like live demonstrations. And when I work on somebody, I start here and I use my knuckle. Sometimes, I'm going to be honest, there's a little screaming going on, all right? The thing is, you want to break this up. So what is bone spurs? Okay, here we go. If the fascia does not repair itself, the tears in the fascia will fill with bone, because the calcium from your parathyroid will end up filling this area, and all of a sudden you go, ouch, it hurts. Bone spurs is just calcium to fill up that area, and more times than not, bone spurs are very spiky. It's very painful, especially if you're basically walking on ice or needles. Ooh, that sounds awful. And I did help one client. Good. So you have rolling pin. Yeah, you can use a rolling pin. Lacrosse ball, I think, is a little bit too big. The smaller you can find the ball, the better it will be, because what happens when you have a big ball, which I don't have in my office here, I'm going to use my fist. See how it's rolling across? It's touching this whole area, but it's not touching the tiny little spot. Do you get that, everybody? Hi, Vanity, Sanders, Jerry, Shauna. So it is really important to dig. And you're going to watch out for those bone spurs. I've had one client who came in and her surgeon was saying to her, well, I think you need surgery. And I'm like, and she came in and told me this. And I said, really? No. I can help you, and I showed her what to do at home, but you're going to have to be able to tolerate the pain. So for those people, I have to sometimes say, you know what? You got to bite the bullet. it hurts like all hell. You bite the bullet because plantar fasciitis is usually worse in the morning. Why? Most people, especially for those people who sleep on their backs or they're sleeping on their stomach, especially if you're sleeping on your back, your feet is pointing like this. So if you have sheets, it's going to pull back on the toes. Yes, of course, Chase, it does. Uh, when you do, after you do any kind of treatment, if you do, put your feet in ice. Put your feet in ice, and that's going to help with the inflammation. But one of the things that you got to learn how to do is most of us do not stretch our toes. We really don't. Think about your feet do the same motions, but if you come for a reflexology session or you go to a certified reflexologist, we do a lot of toe stretching and we stretch those ligaments. And I do a little bit of that in my reflexology course by showing you how to move the feet back and forth and move the toes. So you've really got to stretch out the fascia. Does that make sense to everybody? Really push the fascia and really stretch it out. When you wear shoes, especially women, always wear shoes with a strap in the back of the heel. You never want your feet to go flip-flop, no pun intended. Those flip-flops is almost guaranteed eventually you will have plantar fasciitis. My husband's sister-in-law, we are, what can I say? We are related by marriage, okay? And I used to watch her wear flip-flops. And we have a, very formal relationship. And I never want to come out because I didn't want her to she'll tell me, mind your own business about my feet. And then I would turn around and say, I could say something really nasty. Oh, there's Miss Mummy here is joining us. Hello, Miss Mummy. Hi, Wildcat. I wish I could say I'm a doctor, but I'm not. I have just a lot of experience with working with feet and the body. And before I forget, please invite your friends to join me, because there's a lot of people with alternative questions. One of the things I asked earlier, do you want to become a healer? Are you a healer? Or are you just curious about healing work? This is really important for me to know. So this way I could do these live chats around your needs. Doesn't that make sense? I could talk forever about energy healing. So let me know what you are looking for so we could build a community of helping each other. Doesn't that sound lovely? I think it does. I'm just so pleased and I'm so grateful that you are spending time on perhaps your holiday to be with me. Anyways, coming back to, hi Lynn, coming back to, another thing too, women who, I'm going to say women, so maybe men do this too. When you wear shoes with only the straps here, I can almost guarantee you will have plantar fasciitis. Coming back to my husband's sister-in-law, anyways, watching her over the years, and all of a sudden she knows what I do for a living, and she says, "Oh, my feet hurt," and she says, "I've been going to see a specialist to address the plantar fasciitis." That she found out what it is. And so I would try and drop her little tips. And I even offer her a reflexology session, even though I knew she wouldn't come. But I know it takes dedication to break that up. The fascia could be done by manipulation. You don't have to go for surgery. And the surgery sometimes, I've heard, doesn't work. You're just as much pain as you were when you came in. By doing this, let me show you a couple more things about keeping the healthy feet. One of the things I do, because I have bunions and now they're getting worse, so I got to really be conscious about my bunions so they don't spread. The thing you do is spread your toes. I wish I will take off my shoes and spread my toes right now, but that would get a little ugly. Spread your toes and pull them up. This is going to really work the ligaments and the tendons. And then once you're done, do a 360 rotation on each toe. This is really important, really important. I know. Thank you, Jessica, for laughing with me. And this is something everyone should do every single day. If you do have a tennis ball or something, put it at the arch of the foot and roll it up and down. This is going to help to loosen up that fascia. And let's face it, for the old people who have a lot of mileage on their feet, or the truck drivers, or let's say the runners. Runners have a lot of them have plantar fasciitis because remember, all you're doing is stretching the fascia and then shrinking it, stretching it out. So every single time you pound your feet, you're overworking that fascia. And all of a sudden you get micro little tears. And then once you start to get the big, big tears, you'll know it really quick. Ice your feet. Quiet it down by icing, okay? All right, I'm a Reiki. Oh, Jerry's a Reiki master. Okay, study energy medicine. Oh, I have a feeling I know which Jerry this is. Are you the Jerry that I think I know, Jerry? Anyways, thank you so much for this. Okay, next question that I have. Anxiety and panic attacks. I'm going to be honest. I had one today. I had a freaking anxiety attack. And what did I do? Well, first of all, I stopped doing what I was doing and just made myself do timeout. That's right. Adults need timeout just like kids need timeout because we're overloaded and doing too much. And we need that time just to collect. That's one. Two, I do a lot of breathing to help me just to release that energy. What kind? We breathe in through the nose and exhale out of the mouth. So you imagine in your head, you're breathing positive energy this way, and you exhale. I know I wanted to do again. And one more time. I want to do that breathing exercise at the beginning of Ask the Reflexologist because I want to set the intention of attracting the right people to come to me, which I have. Look at all of you, you know. I just think it's wonderful that you're there. Just have to do with the plan. Okay. So let me answer this question by Tina. Why does it hurt so much? Well, plantar fasciitis, I think I explained why, because you have tears in the fascia, and especially if the tears are not being repaired, it's filling with bone. So that's why it hurts. Does it have anything to do with the bladder? No, it does not. It really has a lot to do with the way you walk. And basically, I'm going to say this, how we abuse our feet. Yes, we do. We take our feet for granted because I know I probably have millions of miles on my feet because I love to walk. And what do we do for foot care? This is really, really important. And I have a 2-part, 3-part course series on the Healing Place Energy School talks about taking care of your feet, what exercises you got to do every single day. Now that I'm up in my age, I really focus on taking care of my feet. So I pay attention to it because I got to make sure my feet last me to the end of my life, which I really need to do. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about the energy around the feet. The energy around the feet has to do with your first chakra. Your first chakra, we have 7 main chakras in our body. The first one is about your roots, how you keep your feet grounded. What is it in your life that you feel really good about? That could be your home, your family, your work, being joyful, having health, food on the table, and having a peace of mind. So if there's something going on in your life, now my puppy's at the door. Excuse me, I have to open the door for him. Hang on, because he'll keep scratching. Puppy! Come here. Everyone say hello to Tito. There he is. I'm quite sure the other one will come in soon enough. All right. Shoot, I wish that's one of the things when people are scratching at the door and I forget um, what to say. Yes, it's really. Thank you for saying hello to Tito. He's a wonderful puppy. Um, but it's important. Thank you. Tito is a my puppies. I take all my puppies to work with me. So what their job is to greet clients, to say hello, how are you? But they're not very good at saying goodbye. So they're really good. And then in between appointments, what I do is I take them out for walks. So, and if the person really needs some extra healing, the puppies will go on the table with them. I don't know if we could do it during now that I have to observe COVID procedures. I guess no puppies on the table because there's nothing in the guidelines that says anything about puppies. Uh, Anyways, I just think it's wonderful that they come to work with me. So we talked about acid reflux and anxiety. Everybody is feeling anxious because all the states, the world, the planet is open enough. Can you imagine how this pandemic, what's your thoughts about the pandemic? Isn't it amazing that it has touched everybody on this planet? And my heart goes to all of these people who've been affected and passed away. One of the things that I was doing for a while was giving tips on how to protect the lungs, how to move the butterflies when you start to get anxious. Yeah, and everybody, we all need to be healing work right now more than anything. So everybody, let me just say a little prayer. I'm going to say a little mantra right now, just to feel, to calm down everybody's anxiety. I want you to repeat this with me if you don't mind, because maybe that's the reason why I had an anxiety attack, because I could feel the energy. Yes, that you're right, Jerry. It's nerve provoking. Everybody is on needles. Again. One last time. Sit quietly. Just feel the energy move through you. You might feel warmer. And if you do, if your temperature is shifting, that means your energy is moving. You might have too much energy or you might not have enough. So depending on how you feel, and I want you to go inside of yourself and really feel this energy and release it. This is something that I like to do every day, and I'm helping you to release that stress that's been trapped inside of you. And just let me know, how does this feel to you? Do you feel lighter? Let me know if you do. Good. Jessica's feeling lighter. Do you feel a particular warmth? This is when you know everything is moving. Shake it out. So energy exits out of you. I think that's wonderful. Good. I'm glad you are feeling better. I would like very, very much to meet with you again. Please let me know if you would like me to do another Ask the Reflexologist next week to answer more questions. Give me a thumbs up, and this will let me know that this is something that you enjoy and is helpful to you. This was what gives me joy, that I have touched lives and helped people instead of making medication as your first go to. Awaken your inner healer instead. Okay? I thank you so much. This is Helen Chin Lu from the Healing Place Energy School. I wish you peace and good health. I look forward to seeing you next Monday. Bye bye and have a really good week.